Let's talk about getting off this hamster wheel that you may be on. If you find yourself doing the same thing over and over again every day and staying stuck in unhappiness or feeling miserable or feeling stressed or feeling stuck, then that's the definition of insanity. I have a friend who calls it Groundhog Day, and it's just this like heavy feeling of like, here I go again, the same thing repeated day over day, week by week, and nothing's changing. The only way to break yourself free of that hamster wheel, to break the pattern, is to jump off it, is to do something different. And I know that that can be really scary. It can be challenging. It can be hard. You may not even know how to stop it because we're just so used to being on this wheel and just doing the same thing over and over again. So the first thing is to acknowledge that you're on this wheel, to acknowledge that, yeah, I'm just doing the same thing every day because I've kind of fallen into this pattern, into this habit, into this routine. But I know deep down that it's not serving me. I know that it's causing me to be irritable and anxious and chaotic and stressed. And that's not serving me or my family or my colleagues. So, number one is to acknowledge that, okay, I'm on this hamster wheel. And then number two is making a decision, decide that it's time to hop off the hamster wheel and try something new, even though it may be scary or hard or uncertain. So, let me give you an example, a real life example from a client of mine who was on this hamster wheel, just doing the same thing and finding herself getting more and more miserable and more irritable and more not her real true self. And she even told me, this is not who I am, but yet I still keep doing it every day. She found herself getting up later and later every day, just hitting the snooze button. And then she would rush around the house trying to get ready, throwing her hair up in a ponytail, maybe skipping doing her makeup, not feeling put together, grabbing something quick for breakfast that wasn't always healthy, getting in her car, already feeling stressed because she was late for work and having to battle the traffic on the way into work, getting into work and having to do the long to-do list and feeling behind, skipping lunch because she felt pressured to do her tasks and her roles, and then jumping back in the car at the end of the day, fighting traffic again, getting home, snapping at her husband, feeling really shitty about that, having a glass of wine to calm down her nerves, scrolling through her phone, going to bed, couldn't sleep because of all the thoughts going around in her head, just to wake up to repeat that same pattern again the next day. So, through our conversations and through our coaching sessions, I really asked her to think about, why did she want to make this change? What was the biggest thing driving her desire to make this change? And she discovered that it was her fear of damaging her relationship with her husband. She was really scared that she would ruin their relationship, and she didn't want that. So the third thing is, after you acknowledge and make a decision, is to figure out why. What is your biggest why around wanting to make this change? And then it's deciding, where on the wheel, where in this hamster wheel do you break the pattern? Where do you jump off this wheel and start doing something different? And for my client, we discovered that it would be for her to make a change for her in the morning. She decided to wake up 20 minutes earlier in the day so that she could have time to put her makeup on, do her hair, feel put together, have a nice cup of coffee, get her lunch put together, and start her commute to the office feeling calm and collected. And that one small change, just a small, tiny change in her morning routine, rippled into the rest of her day. She felt calm coming into work. She was able to start her job with a calm mind. She decided to start taking her lunch so that she wasn't feeling irritable at the end of the day. And she came home and she felt, even though she had a long day, she was able to be a lot more open with her husband, not feel so snappy at him. And so really changed the course of her day. And the more that she did this, the more that she realized how important it was to her and how much better she was feeling. So I encourage you to think about, if you're feeling like you're on this continuous hamster wheel in this groundhog day and you're not happy and you feel stuck, to think about where you can change that pattern. What small little thing, again, those small little things equal big results. So, what small thing can you do in your day that will ripple out and impact the rest of your day and will also impact the other areas of your life? So, for my client, it started with the relationship with her husband, but it rippled out into eating better. So, her physical health became better. It meant that she felt less stress and anxiety. And so her mental wellness improved as well. So it just impacted other areas of her life. So I encourage you to think about that. What small change can you make in your day? How can you exit off this hamster wheel and do something that's different? Do something that you know will serve you better. Do something that you know will help you become the best version of yourself. I know that you can do this and you deserve this. The world needs you to be your best self, to show up in a way that's healthy, that's positive, that's calm and collected, so that you can make the greatest impact in the world that you can.